Okay, 2 o'clock on the dot, which is really awesome. So, today we're going to be going over the Collab Center. We'll be setting up a search, getting your client set up on the Collab Center. Now, the cool thing is we just had a brand new update yesterday. And it's funny, I taught the new agent welcome class, and I had forgot that there were updates to the Collab Center. Nothing like teaching a live class and being surprised with an update. It's not the first time, and I'll bet you $1 it won't be the last. All right, can everybody hear me just fine? Go ahead and mark so in your question, just say, hi, Debbie, or a simple yes will suffice. So you've got the little go-to webinar control box. Awesome, glad to see you guys. Erin is here, hi. Corinne, all righty, good to see you. I know, Corinne, you do like popping in on our classes. That's fantastic. All righty. So good. We'll get started here in just a minute. We should have almost everybody logged in. And if we still have some more people that come in, I'm sure they will catch up easily. So we're going to go over what's new on the home page for a couple of events that's going on here. All right, first of all, I want to remind you that we have been recording all of our live webinars. So to find that, right here in the quick links on our homepage, we have our webinar library. That'll get you right to our YouTube page. Now remember, if you're on a private label MLS, which is your broker's information is right here, then to find our page, all you simply need to do is up at the top bar, click on MLS, and the screen will update to ours, and you will see the webinar library here. Usually we have our calendar here, which has all the classes there and the webinar link, but it disappeared this morning. So we're working with support and the programming staff behind that to get that resolved. And we also have a brand new update for our members under the resources icon. Well, you can't see a pointer. Is it Connie? Oh, Connie Dunlap back. Okay, so I will go a little shorter. My pointer is nice and big, but I don't think it really, oh, you're on pause. Thanks, Connie. Now you can see my pointer. All righty. Okay, so I did have my screen paused as I was getting things set up. So I'm working out of 2 screens. I love working out of 2 screens, but it's a little out of my eyesight. All right, so right here on the home page, we have the webinar library link. All right, and you'll see I love my nice big blue pointer. My teenager's like, gosh, Mom, you think that's big enough? Yes, it is, because I teach. And I like seeing a nice big pointer and telling me where you're going to point. All right, so if you're on that private label MLS, then you've got your company's brokerage, your brokerage logo in the upper left-hand corner. So you're also going to have your broker's information here in the center section. So to get to ours, you're going to simply click on the MLS button here, and it will refresh to our page. Usually we have the calendar right here, which, as I said, disappeared today. So that was a little moment of a heart attack. So the other thing that's been updated, Brian just got it turned on today for the entire membership. So under the resources icon, which you have everything that's under there for you. Access to the Northern Great Lakes Realtors MLS, so all the stuff up in Traverse City, it was at Eastern Association in the northern area. That's all the data up in here. All your agent tools here, social media and lead gen. So we've added a new folder for education. So I've got my class registrations here, access to the recorded webinars here, And soon we will refresh the link here, which will bring you to our online classes. It's a at your own pace learning. We started developing them a while ago, but only have a few in there. A couple of different orientation classes, social media, marketing with market stats. But remember, those classes are also recorded webinars too, and those are absolutely fantastic. Okay, so today we are going to be doing the Collab Center. So when you have your contacts on the Collab Center in any activity at all, you're going to notice this box down here. It's called your Contact Activity Widget. Now, if you'd like, you can move these boxes around. You'll see that the 4 arrows. So if I realize that, wow, this is very important, and I want to move this all the way up to the top, I certainly can. So that's one really cool piece that's right there as well. All right, so that's your newest stuff on the home screen, and I hope you guys have been taking advantage of all the new webinars that we've created. With this new COVID-19 shelter in place, we've had to come up with the remote and paperless agent, so we know how to keep working while sheltered in place. We are coming up with new and innovative ways to get showings. Remember, there are no in-person showings at this time, but you can still do virtual showings. So today's class at noon was virtual showings and open houses. So once that video is rendered, I'll get it edited, and hopefully tonight, overnight, I'll get it uploaded to YouTube. And you'll be able to see that tomorrow on our YouTube channel, which you know you can find access right here. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll get notifications of new videos coming up, because it's happening all the time. All right, so to get my contact or my buyer set up with automatic notifications, I can go through the contacts widget, but usually we always start off in the search icon. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to hit search. I'm going to do a residential condo. Now, I'm a desk jockey. You guys have known me for many years. That's my thing. I did 11 years with the Realtors Association and coming up on 8 years with the MLS now. So I usually like to type and tab my way through here. I know what the options are in Paragon. If I don't know what the options are, I'm simply going to tap the magnifying glass on the right. Oh, okay, that's what goes in there. I am looking for residential and hit save. Now, same as I go down into the status, I can either click with my mouse or tab through. Because right now I'm just going to type A for active, and I can hit my tab key to select the all active. One thing I want to show you with all active right now, remember we do have some new statuses in here. So all of these actives include active, anything that's back on the market. So if it was off, it was under contract for a minute and went back on the market again, it'll be here for a week. Keep showing a contingency applies. So remember, if your client doesn't want to see anything that is contingent, you want to unselect it. And again, accepting backup offers, our MLS does not use it. I am 99% positive on that one. But other MLSs that we data share with. Remember, we're data sharing with many MLSs across the state. So we're not the only ones with statuses. Everybody, some people have their own. And of course, newest one, coming soon is coming soon. Ugh. So our brokers, I think, are staunchly against it. However, we've kind of backburnered it for the minute. There's a lot of other stuff out there right now that coming soon, it's just not a big deal for us at the moment. It'll get back in the forefront and on the front burner again soon. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now, my client, we're going to say she just got a new job in Macomb Township, and she wants to be within a couple miles of that new place. So we're going to map out listings around that house or around her new job. I don't have the physical address of her new job, so I'm going to cheat. In my map, I'm just going to say Macomb Township, Michigan. I hit return, and my map is now in the middle of Macomb Township. And we'll say that this is where her new job is. and she wants to be within, we'll give her 5 miles of her home. It might be a little too much in this area, but that's okay. So over here in the miles, I'm going to type a 5 and then hit search radius. Now there's 2 buttons here. Sometimes I've gotten ahead of myself and hit search. I don't have any other criteria, so I just want to hit search radius. All right, so I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see. Now remember, my map is going to look a little different than yours. I have the hybrid view, which you'll see in the upper left, the mapping options. I can change it one time, or I can change it in my preferences wizard. And the wizard you'll find under your preferences. But I like having both the hybrid because it has an aerial and road view. Okay, so here are all the homes that match your criteria, which are really residential and active within 4 miles of the center of Macomb Township. Not a lot of criteria there. So we're going to go back in and make sure we put in our criteria. Okay. Oh, and if you saw, so I clicked in the upper left, you'll see there's the criteria, the map search, and then if you want to run the search, it's right there. Because as you see, we already have 300 listings, which is quite a lot. And here is my criteria summary over here, everything we've entered in. So I'm going to go back to my left. I can add in that she only wants items that are for sale, but you know what, if she's starting off at 250,000, and I don't think it really, you can save yourself a keystroke. So we'll go 250 to 350. I'm going to tab my way through here. I don't really need to add a county or municipality unless I wanted to make sure that she was staying in the county of Macomb. Okay, then, you know, my 4 mile radius, just to make sure that I didn't go outside of the boundary there for a minute. I can do that if I like, but not for this. So we're going to scroll down. Structure style, you know, that is 1 story, 2 story. She's not really interested in specifying whether she wants, you know, certain items like that. She is fine. When she finds her dream home, she will know when she finds it. Okay, so she does want a minimum of 3 bedrooms. So we're going to type in 3. We don't have to add max unless she said she'll clean no more than 5 bedrooms. Could be a thing. Now remember, bathrooms total. This will give you the total number of bathrooms in the home. And remember, basement is now being counted in total. So that's why you're going to have to be looking at what level these are on. Me personally, I like the fact that you count the ones in the bathroom, because there have been times, okay, so yeah, it's a 1 bedroom house or 1 bathroom house, but as long as I got one somewhere, I got a full bathroom in the basement, that's fine by me. So that's one of those things that have changed within the past year that you'll want to keep your eye on. So she does at least want 2 bathrooms. But remember, this could net her 1.5 or 2 bathrooms, because it counts the number of door handles to bathrooms in the house. Basement, heck yeah, she's got to have a basement. Waterfront, can't afford it. Besides, she's in Macomb Township. I don't think she's getting much of waterfront there. Now, fireplace, for me, I still feel that this is one thing listing agents miss, which is sad because you guys know I'm still a Floridian at heart, and I'm never going to buy a house without a fireplace. And sure, agents will tell me, you know how easy it is to add a fireplace? Okay, for me it sounds daunting, but okay, we're going to leave that. Actually, no, we're going to go yes today. Why not? And see, we only lost 10 listings, so that doesn't sound too bad. Ownership, subject to a short sale, that's fine. Feature codes, I'm hoping you guys use this, and especially when you're the listing agent, add as many feature codes as you can. All right, garage. 2-car garage. Heck yeah. Well, actually, I'd love a little bit more than that. The car, the snow blower, the lawnmower, and then don't forget the motorcycles. They have to have a home too, you know. Okay, what kind of square footage do we want in Macomb Township? We're going to say at least 2,000 square feet. Max, you know, again, doesn't have to add tax the maximum value there. And don't forget, there is more criteria down below. I just simply click that little down arrow there and I scroll down. There's more information here for you guys to search by. Townships, mail cities, because remember, if you're searching for Harson's Island, that is not a municipality, you would want to search by the mail city of Harson's Island. Those little tidbits. All right, so we're down to 48 listings. So she could narrow down her prices, or maybe we just want to let her know we can start her off with a giant amount. They're all different, but for the sake of class, we're just going to roll with the 48 we found already. So we're going to go ahead and hit search in the upper right. All right. So the searching part you guys are pretty familiar with. Here's the parts that you want right here. You want to save your search. Number one, you're going to save it for your client. So off this blue bar, you guys know you have a lot of things that you can do. All righty. So we're going to go to the save button, and we want to do save as. And we will get a little later, we're going to touch on save to a listing cart too, because that's how we can do agent recommended. So we're going to save this search as. It's not for myself, but it is for my contact. And I'm going to select residential condo, and I'm going to name it I'm going to give it my client's name. That's how I roll. This is Betty Buyer, and it is 4/9/20. Name and date, that's how I roll. Now, if I had Betty Buyer in here already, I would simply just start typing her name and it would auto-populate. But what I'm going to do is add the new contact. All right, you got your 2 required fields. And then, of course, if you're setting them up on email notifications, you need to set up an email address. So the first name is Betty. Remember to get your spellings correct. She could be C-B-T-Y. Oh my gosh. There, like I said, get your spelling correct. Home, and we're going to do Betty Buyer. All righty. So now I'm going to hit save, and remember, always look for that green button that says success, new contact added successfully. That's what you always want to make sure that you're getting good. Okay, next, you're going to go to save and notify. You want to get to the notifications section. And here's where it's going to be different. So you guys, I'm sure you've seen this before. Well, some of you have, some are still new. This used to be a lot more information right here. This is so simplified. We used to set up the time when they would get their notifications and the time when you would get the agent notifications. So right now, as it stands, everything is immediate. Your client gets an immediate notification, and you, the agent, get an immediate agent notification knowing that your client has just got an email. So you can go into your settings right here, and that's where you can change the timing of the notifications. So your client is immediately. And then here is my agent. Here's client up here. Agent is here. Me personally, I like to have mine all come in at the same time. So I'm going to set up mine as recurring. And then, of course, you have to tell it when. That is the cool thing about Collab Center. I can tell it when I want my notifications or my client. So if my client goes to lunch at noon every day and wants to check what listings are there, guess what? I can have my client's notifications set for 12 o'clock every day. Now, in my preference, in my Collab Center wizard, I set this to 7 a.m. so I don't have to click an extra button. Yes, you guys should know me by now. That's how I roll. Okay, I've selected OK. So now I'm on just 7 a.m. once a day. I don't need my inbox getting blown up. But my client wants emails as soon as they come out. And remember, what my client is going to see, any price changes, new matches, any comments, and any status changes. These can be changed right here and also in your default settings too. So you can set up each client differently, or you can set up everybody the same. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. And here's what's really cool, nice and easy. A lot of people used to miss, oh, I didn't send them the welcome message. So now it's really nice. Once I save my search, I can simply come in here and send my welcome message. Very streamlined. You don't have to go through all that rigmarole, which I really like. Now remember, this is blank, but not really. So what's down here, you'll see in the preview in the upper right. And ta-da, there is my headshot, my cell phone, my email, my client's name spelled correctly. Now I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show you guys what they see. So why it's, and also why it's important for you to set up your Collab Center. And we will go through that Collab Center wizard today too, because I want to show you a couple of cool pieces about it. All right, so there were 48 matches. You know that. There's undecided, and there's also agent picks. They can favorite, possible, and reject. Tell your clients to use those buttons. It helps you help them. You can also communicate through here too, but honestly, I love the communication in HomeSnap. I just think it's smoother. I really like it. They can even make their own custom folders. Homes with pools, I really, really like. They do have to create a password. And again, here's my headshot, my cell phone, email. And what I did, you might not have this in yours, but in my preferences wizard, there is a spot that says, hey, what's your Facebook page? And this is a link to my business page, not my personal page. Now, although this does say Google Plus here on the preview, it actually has been changed to, I want to say it was Instagram. I have forgotten apparently. My LinkedIn profile and Twitter, still not a Twitter fan. It's not my thing, but I wanted to have them all filled out here so your clients know how to find you. Okay, someone hit close, and you don't have to preview it unless it's always, unless you want to check it. It's a good thing. All right, and then I'm gonna hit send. And again, I'm gonna make sure I got my big green congratulations. Yes, my email has been sent. So now my buyer has a lot of homework to do. They've got 48 homes to look at. All right, so let's go ahead and close this out. All right, so let's go into your preferences wizard to set up some of these things we just saw. So remember your icons across the top. Let's go into your preferences. And then there is a whole one called Collab Center Preferences Wizard. Crazy, I know. You're gonna hit start. Now, one of those funny things, if y'all know me, or my given name is Deborah, but it's only my mother-in-law that calls me Deborah. So I call her mother-in-law. Just call her mother. So I changed my name from Deborah to Debbie, so they see that. I keep my maiden name in there too, because not everybody can pronounce Fajardo. Right, so now this page is strictly my agent information, nothing about my office. Yes, I want to display my primary number, and that is my cell phone. If you do not have your cell phone number in this little box here, either A, send me a question to add it, or actually B, at the end of the webinar, there is a survey that will pop up, and go ahead in the other comments and remarks at the end, just ask me to please add your cell phone number, and I will make sure to get that done. All right, so I do have display secondary number because that's my direct line at the office. But if you don't have a secondary number, you can uncheck it because you don't want duplicates. I do display the email, the web address. Oh, that's right, I have a story video in there too. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like if you have something like that. Now, I know videos might not be everybody's thing. It's kind of hard to get used to. I felt like a dork. Like, this is weird and odd. I'm talking to the camera. Kind of like today, I'm talking to nobody out of my office at the house. And hoping that somebody throws up a question for me to let me know you're paying attention. All right, so here were the items down here. Okay, your social networks. And if you only want to add in one, or if you want to add in none, that's fine. This is yours to set up. Okay, so to do this, I will show you the easy way to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to open up a new browser window, and I'm going to go to Facebook, and then I'm going to go to my business page. Let's see. I could do my Big Red Homes, but that was in there already. So let's go. There's Big Red Homes right there. those of you who know me, Big Red is my nickname. It's on my license plate of my car and my motorcycle. All right, and then once it was my nickname, then I found out it was a Peg Bundy, for those of you who remember Married with Children. All right, so here's my cheat. I'm simply going to place my cursor up in the URL so the whole thing highlights. I'm going to right click and hit copy. All right, and then I'm going to go back to Paragon. So nothing would be here to begin with. I would simply right click here and paste. And that's how you do it. Same thing with Twitter. You're going to want to go to your main page of Twitter. So it's just Debbie in MI. Here is my Debbie Rand Fajardo LinkedIn. Yes, and it was Instagram. So they just haven't changed out that icon on the other one. And while I was doing that, this is my Wines for Humanity here. So a few of you knows, like Corinne knows, I do the wine tastings at home on the side. Kind of a little slow at this moment too. We're doing Facebook tastings. It's kind of fun. All right, so we're gonna go to the next page. So remember, that was all your agent information. On the next page, someday, any day. Okay, this page is your About Me. This is a standardized message that is preloaded up into your Collab Center for your clients to know how to use your site. You can change it if you want, go right ahead. Hit next. And if you end up deleting it and you say, oh no, just email me. I've got one you could copy off of. Alrighty, links. Now I've got a lot of stuff here. This one is a duplicate, so I'm gonna select that and delete. So it's taken me a long time to create all of these. And right now, if you guys want, you can actually take a screenshot. So at the very top of your GoToWebinar controls, there is a screenshot right there. So it's a great way to, let's see, we call it R&D, rip off and duplicate. For me, I've got the Blue Water Chamber of Commerce. I'm up here in St. Clair. So this is appropriate to my app for real estate, HomeSnap, Simcoe Energy, War Water Brewery. I got to give a shout out to Chris, who owns the local brewery here in St. Clair. How about your property tax estimators? These are really important things that clients need to know. And I even found a video, I think that was on NAR. Nope, it looks just like YouTube, just plain old YouTube. I found a video about staging. It can help you sell your home. So that's kind of cool. And all I did, again, remember, I went out and found that URL. So I will go open up a new page. I'm going to say War Water Brewery. There we are. I will find his page. And again, I'm not going to retype any of this stuff. That's absolutely horrible. Not going to do that. So I'm simply going to click into the URL, right click, copy, go back to Paragon. So now I want to add a link. So that's here across the top. I'm going to add. And I'm going to simply click paste. So all that HTTP blah, 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 blah works just fine. So as I tab through to my next field, see with the link name, that's just a lot of stuff that I really don't like. That's not legible. So I'm going to uncheck it and I want to give it my own name, War Water Brewery. Your St. Clair home bar, your St. Clair refuge. And hit save. Because that's what your clients will see, is all the spot here on the right-hand side is the link name. I don't want to see all this crap. I can't read it. It's just, ugh. That just says you don't know what you're doing. All right, so moving on to the next. And I hope you guys take a screenshot of that so you can use that in your own. All righty. Now this page is all about your office information. So yes, I'm going to display my office number. I don't have a secondary office number. Maybe if there was a fax, sure, but I unchecked it. I didn't need all that stuff. I do want to display my office address, but sometimes we do have agents that are licensed out of one office, but actually working out of another. So you would probably uncheck it. But remember, Laura, license law, you do have to display one of these. So do be careful and make sure to display as much as you can. All right, moving on to the next page. Okay, so here's the cool piece. Here are on the top is your agent notification options. What do you, the agent, want to get notified on? So I want to get notified when there's a new listing that goes to my client, any price changes, any open houses. Just got to keep my eyes open. If they favorite a house, so, and I know some agents are like, you know, nothing ever seems to rise to the occasion of a favorite listing. So they also select possible as well. Comments, etc. And here is your client notifications. Now remember, when we set up the notifications to your client, so what was going to trigger an email for your client? Yes, a new listing. Yes, a price change. And if the status changed, so if it went pending, I want my clients to know that it's no longer available. I want them to know that the market is moving. If stuff's going pending too quickly, they can't sit on the fence. Now, I never select when an initial photo is added. Oh my gracious, there will just be too many emails on that. Because there are some agents, you know, we share with multiple MLSs across the state. Some agents do add the listing and save it, goes live, and then they put in the photos. Okay. And it's actually best to put in a listing and make it whole to begin with. Because in Paragon, you can make it a partial listing. So you can save it as a partial until it's ready to be published. And then you're going to have your remarks, your photos, all of that stuff in there. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next page. Now remember, if I'm going too slow or too fast, or if you want me to repeat something, go ahead and throw it in the questions there, and I will do my best to take care of you. Okay, so your search options. This is for your client. Well, actually, the first part is when your client gets set up on notifications, you have the opportunity to put them on agent preview only, which we will do at the end of the class. But across the board, on a default, all of my clients are going to be new. There's only going to be 1 or 2 problem children that are going to be on that agent preview. So yes, what classes, when they run a search in the Collab Center, are they going to be allowed to search on? Yep, residential and condo. I'm not going to allow them to search on mobile home parks. I don't have a used car salesman license. Vacant land, sure, I can sell vacant land. I'm sure somebody could help me out with that. I don't work in commercial and industrial and multifamily, so that's what we're going to be working on. So when they search, what is going to show up? Yep, the active properties. I don't want them seeing all those sold properties. That's just too much information. And I do want them to see the pendings. So I don't want them to disappear if they're in a pending mode. So they don't need all the expireds and all that. That's just too much information for them. All right, and your last page, page number 8, is your automated values. Now, RPR is supposed to be coming back in here. I think it kind of got on hold with COVID-19, but you should have 3 valuations in the Collab Center. But when I went and checked on it today, it is still not available. So, but those are coming because your clients are always wanting to see what values are. But Zillow said my home is worth, yeah. You know, it's just an algorithm. All right, moving on to the next page. Congratulations, your Collab Center Preferences Wizard is done. Okay, I'm going to close out of here. So those are some of the important things that as things change, every now and again, it's a good idea to go through your Preferences Wizard, especially like those valuations. If you don't want to see Zillow on there, then uncheck it. It doesn't matter to me. It's your business and your business model. All righty. So what we want to do now that we've got your client set up on the Collab centers, you'll see they have 48 listings here. And remember, I'm going to close out Betty Buyer so you can see her again. So here we are in our contacts module, and you'll see everybody with the blue icon has a Collab center. So those are active. So when I go into Betty Buyer, who we just added, so I'm going to click on her name. You'll see the contact activity is the overview of her listings, any notes or tasks that need to be done, any documents that you've saved for her. All right, and the contact information. So here is actually, as long as we're here, this is where if Betty Buyer was a pain in the butt, she says, Debbie, if you send me one more listing that does not have a fireplace in here, I'm going to fire you because you're obviously not doing your job. Okay, I really don't want to get fired. I would set this client up on agent preview. Now I have another one that I will show you what that looks like. All righty. So moving on along, the buyer activity, which I don't need to save that. Buyer activity. Here was your information. It's about the same as that first page. Your comments. One thing I do want to show you about is the message history. Any emails that have been sent to your client, to Betty Buyer, this particular one will be here. So you just tap in it up here and you'll see the email down here. So when they say, oh, Debbie, you know, you sent me that email on Tuesday with that cute little yellow house. You do know they're on automatic emails, right? But they don't really believe that. They think that you are sending them these emails. Keep them thinking that. That's absolutely fantastic. All right, so that's going into Betty Buyer. We want to show you the one who is my problem child. This is the problem child who is set up on agent preview. So I'll go into, yes, that's me, Debbie Gmail Fajardo. I'm the problem child. So my contact is set up on agent preview. All right, so let's go back to that front page and see what that really means. So you'll see 16 needs approval because they have to come to you to be previewed. That's why it's called agent preview. So the agent is going to preview these. So I'm going to look into the 16. I don't want to approve all. I'm going to look at the 16. And I'm going to check these out. Does this have a fireplace? So I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, oh, yep, I did my due diligence. I looked through all of these and yes, indeed, okay, this one has a fireplace and yes, this one has a fireplace. And I think she really wants to see these two listings. I will approve just the two that I have selected. Now at the same time, if I knew I had two that did not have fireplaces, I would disapprove those. And there you go. And now your client gets the notification of the ones you approved and does not see the ones that you disapproved. And you can always see the ones that were disapproved here under the disapproved column. Also sliding over to the right-hand side, you will see your client's favorites, possibles, and rejects. And if you know what this little blue bubble is, this one has a comment. So I'd love to show you that one too. And the cool thing is about when your clients mark your listings as favorites, possibles, and rejects, here's the reason why. So I can go in and see all these 15 listings so I know exactly what their favorites are. And I can say, hey, Betty Buyer, you know that home on Welser Way in St. Clair Township? You know, that's a great property. Do you want to go ahead and see that one? And of course, this will not work today. Usually I can select 3, go to the actions icon, and then I can select showing time, but you guys know that showing time has been disabled from here at the minute. But seeing how let's see, Showing Time did an update yesterday, which didn't fix the problem yet, but they have added the option for a buyer's agent to select virtual showings to start. However, the listing agent still needs a space to put it in there too. Getting there. Paragon has released for the listing agents the ability to add a virtual showing in there, whether it's a virtual tour, and actually put in the link to the YouTube video. So that's really cool. All right, but we're getting there. We are getting back to learning how to work through this new shelter in place. You know, these are some really great skills that we're going to learn, because look, when the data sharing is released from MiRealSource, which is all the west side of the state, there's 13 MLSs of data that are being mapped into Paragon right now. And you know what? If you can do a virtual showing from the east side of the state to the west side of the state, I think that's going to be a huge benefit to the membership. So, you know, out of a crisis comes a huge learning opportunity, which is really awesome. All righty. So that's how you would put these into Showing Time. That's why you need to remind your agent or your clients to put these into your favorites, possibles, and rejects. All righty. So now what happens if I have an agent recommended for my client? So here's what I'm going to do. I found a listing for my client. So I'm going to go home and I'm going to say, you know, the easiest way, I just pick a listing. I'm going to go right to my Collab Center and pick something new. Of course, I think I have just St. Clair. Let's see. I'm going to pick my one price change. We'll see what it looks like over here. I'm going to say that, wow, yeah, my client has to have this one. I know it's about, you know, a half a mile outside of where she really wanted to be. Of course, my client really wanted to be in Macomb Township, and this isn't even the same county. But for argument's sake, this home my client has to see. Maybe it's slightly above her price. Maybe it's just outside of her target area. I want to make sure that she gets this. Now, of course, I can just email it to her, but that's one and done. So what happens if the price gets reduced and my client then does not know? So this particular listing here, I'm going to save it to that listing cart. So here's how we're going to create the agent recommended. So I've selected my listing. I'm going to hit save and save it to a listing cart. Now your options here wait for it. So again, either yourself or your contact. This is going to be for my contact. That one selected listing, and who is it going to go to? So I'm simply going to type in Betty Buyer, and she'll pop up. I will select her and save. There we go. Now I am going to go back to Betty Buyer to make sure that she is there. So if I go into my client, here's my buyer activity. Because here's the agent, well, you can see both of them here. There's the search and the agent recommended are right here. So you can always click on the number to see what those listings are. So of the agent recommended, you do need to turn on notifications for her as well. So I'm going to turn her to the Collab Center. But you know what? We do not need to send a, ooh, I love it. So you don't need to send out a new welcome, and you'll notice that they don't include that for you, which is really nice. So there we are. A little bit more options there on the agent recommended. I love the new title up at the top so you can really see what you're working with. So that's fantastic. All right, so that is your agent recommended. You also have another piece in here called seller activity. So what if Betty Buyer was also selling her house and you were the listing agent? That'd be pretty awesome. So, and from here, you would associate a property. It has to be a listing. So as you see, when I select my listing, oh, woe is me. Me personally, I don't have any listings right now. But what I want to show you is what that looks like for your client. So I'm going to close out of here. I already have a tab open. Audra Jancic from Coldwell Banker Professionals. She is one of our instructors. Dear friend of mine as well. She's an absolute doll. She has set me up as her seller, in air quotes, for one of her vacant lands. And here it is. So here I am. There is my agent, Audra. So I've already opened up my email from Audra that has my seller notifications in there. All right. So I'll show you what that email looks like here. I can change my screen and go to Outlook, my seller's update. So here is my email from my agent. This is my listing agent to me, the seller. So it's my seller's update. Again, the headshot, cell phone, all the correct information. I could visit my site. Hi, Debbie. It's my pleasure to assist you. And here's all the information that is going on my listing because I'm the homeowner now. Kind of cool. Real estate agent recommendations. So 3 agents have recommended it to their clients. All right. Facebook views, all of that. So that's what that looks like. Now let's go back to the seller's Collab Center. All righty. So my sell side, this is me, the homeowner, the seller or the landowner, crop owner at this time. You'll see I have the seller activity. Here's the activity and the competition. So under the activity, there's been 100 views. Really? There's no open houses? Whew, crazy. I'm gonna have to get on my agent for not doing an open house for me. So this is really cool. There would be showing time activity on here, but of course, you don't need to schedule a showing on vacant land. And it gives them all of the information of what's going on in the property. Now, here's one thing, the competition. What's my competition out in Columbus, Michigan? So I'm gonna select this tab. All righty. And as I zoom in, it will show me. Well, I did have some earlier. No. Reload. Oh, because I'm back in me again. Oh, it got confused having 2 tabs open probably. Alrighty. So from here you can see what listings are your competition. So that is a really cool piece that they are able to see that. And again, this one is not a buyer. So there is nothing here. It is strictly the seller activity here. All right. So we've done the agent recommended seller activity. We've seen the seller's side of Collab Center. Now let's take a peek at your clients, your buyers' Collab Center. So I can go to, and I'll show you what the client's email looks like. That is here is the activity notification. Here is the agent notification. So you, the agent, get notified that there's an update for what client, that she has favorited a property. So that is pretty awesome that you get those. And you know, I gotta select all these nice listings. All right. So what does your client's Collab Center look like? So I'm going to open up my client's Collab Center. Let's go to the other one. I'm still on my seller side. Okay, Betty Buyer. So I can simply view hers. Come on. All right. So in a lot of places in here, you'll see View Collab Center. It'll be under your contact activity, under buyer. So they try to stuff that everywhere for you. So I'm going to view Betty Buyer's Collab Center. And this is your buyer's experience. Okay, so you know, here is your headshot, and under the contact me is all that cool stuff that we did. So here's my brokerage information. Of course, it's MiRealSource. There is the My Story video. Now it's funny. I just put in one of the YouTube videos that I did for our new agent onboarding. And here are all of those links. Semco, Warwater Brewery, DirecTV. So you'll see it's a little easier to read. Check your weather. And there's the Your St. Clair Refuge, what I just did. And that's the one for staging was at the bottom, but it's over here now. So, all right, here was this generic on how to use my Collab Center here. All of my links at the bottom, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. See, that little icon has not been changed in the preview yet. Paragon just hasn't gotten around to that one little spot, but don't worry, I emailed them, let them know. So I also have a personal website here. This one is going to go to HomeSnap because every agent of ours who has HomeSnap is given their very own public profile, which is their own site. So I'm going to go ahead and put that for you just so you guys get a little sneak peek. And it's all about branding yourself and making sure everybody has access to your HomeSnap page. And there you go. So that's my public profile on HomeSnap. And if you guys want to learn how to do that, or if you want us to add your website into your MLS profile, we can do that. And again, at the end of the class or either in the chat right there, the question, hey Deb, can you add my HomeSnap website to my account? And we'll get that done for you. And so this is why you want to make sure to get all this stuff set up. I mean, it is a little deeper, so it's not that important, but I like having that extra information on how to contact me and how I am helping my clients. So here we are, buyer activity. There's those 49 updates. Those are all new for my client because she just received those. There's no possible favorites or rejected as of yet. And yes, there is one agent pick. Remember, we put in that one, and here it is. Here is the agent pick right here. And to find those agent picks, if you're not sure which one it is, just select that agent pick right there, and it will resort everything and just bring up only the agent recommended. And there she is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and favorite this listing. So just tap that, and I can favorite this for my client as well. I'm actually acting on behalf of my client if I tap these now. So they will get a good brief information here. If they want, they can view the detail, and it'll open up. I'll show you that in just a second. But there's also this little additional options button. So from here, your client can email you, can make a comment to you. They can request a showing. Now, however, this sends an email to you. It doesn't actually send anything to showing time. And yes, your clients can share this out on Facebook. So if I tap this here, I'll bring that up and show you the screen that's coming up. So here is the post to Facebook. This would be your client. Remember, I'm thinking about buying this. What do you think? Because everybody's got to get their approval. So from here, I would want to change to, I want to change to a different one. I don't want to put this on my personal page. So, and I can't change it to my business page at that second, because remember, it's meant for the public. So that's the one problem. So I'm going to leave that page, go back to Safari, my web. Okay. In the detail, you guys know what'll be here. It's all the information that has been selected in Paragon, all of the features, room dimensions, let's see, which level of the house these rooms are on. And that is one of the rules that have been suspended right now. So when you enter in a listing, at this time, we have suspended the rule about putting in the level of every room and the room dimensions. So if you've copied it from a previous listing, great, fantastic. But if it's a brand new listing and you don't have access to all that information, that's okay. If your client wants to get their home listed, then we've made certain accommodations for that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. They have a lot of stuff over here too. They could go for a tile view, and this is just the one there. So I'm gonna go back to the updates. Makes it a little bit more interactive there. So here's the tile view. And remember, this is just as nice on a cell phone too. Even though I look at it on a desktop, I don't think the tile view is gonna be really good on an iPhone though. And also the map view. So they can change this to what it looks like on the map and where are all those homes. And remember, these are going to be clusters under here, just like we have in Paragon. So there's a single listing. There's 7, oh wow, 7 under there. So they can either zoom in a little more. Oh, wow, that's way zoomed. There we go. So and see those 2 different listings that were there. So zoom out. So you'll want to let your clients know all the cool stuff that they can do in here. And plus, I love the mapping that they've got all sorts of businesses where the schools are and all sorts of stuff on here. Okay, so that is your client's experience. So, oh, the hamburger menu. My gracious, I did miss one, didn't I? I didn't tell you how your clients can search in their Collab Center. So I've opened up my client's Collab Center one more time. I forgot about the little hamburger menu in the upper left-hand side. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. The dashboard is where they are now. If they want to do a property search, here's where they're gonna do it. So and already it's gonna show them what their current search is. They can make some adjustments here and do whatever they want. Oh no, actually this is where I am now, right? Yeah, St. Clair Golf Course, close. So here's where I am now. We want to get into an address. And it didn't move. Thank you for that. It likes that a little bit better. And search. 3-mile radius in Macomb Township. And there we go. So they can do their own. So if they wanted to search a little elsewhere, they certainly can. All righty. So on your Collab Center site, we've already talked about the pictures, hamburger menus, the tabs across the top, your different views, your seller activity, which is really amazing. How many of you actually already have put your clients, your sellers into the Collab Center? Just see a quick little, yep, no. Right in our, ooh, Connie, yeah, nice job. That's good. And I'd love to hear some feedback on how the homeowners, just one, Aaron, nice job. So I'd love to hear some feedback on how the homeowners are actually liking the email reports that they get, because there's a lot of different information we can get our sellers. We get information from our brokerage, list track, Collab Center, all sorts of information can get them. All righty. So we've shown you the favorites, rejects, and the selected. And well, I couldn't exactly show you how to schedule a showing time. That's a bummer. I am sure that button is coming back soon. Our CEO, Dave DeReese, was talking about reinstalling that showing time widget on the listings again. So I'm going to go back over to Paragon and show you what I'm talking about. There's a listing here. I'll just go into this one. So remember, you have all of your quick action icons. The only one that has been removed, unless he's got it back on so far, yep, it is still absent. Right here is where your showing time button is supposed to be. Oh, but you're not seeing my mouse. That's odd. Mouse isn't showing up anymore. All right, so under your map and next to the Instinet icon is where showing time is. And I'm sure it will be back in a day or two. We're just trying to figure out what's going on in the market and in the world these days. You know, it's an ever-changing market. Alrighty, gang, so we've created a search, saved it, turned on the Collab Center for our buyers. We've gone through that preferences wizard for the Collab Center. Remember to add your headshot there too. And if your headshot comes out squishy, like they squished you into the box that it fits in, it's because it needs to be a square photo. That's why. So there's been a lot of people like, what happened to my headshot? Well, that's why when you go to the Collab Center, let's see, Collab Center, and your headshot should be in the agent info. You scroll down, and at the very bottom here, there's a crop tool, and it says, note, it's got to be a square image right here. Note should be in bold, but that's okay. So, but you'll see that my headshot has been cropped down to a square, so it fits into the box, so I don't get a little squishy face. And I need my face to be any fatter than it already is. All right, so agent recommended listings. We can select a listing, save it to a listing cart for our client. Do not forget to turn on those notifications for that as well, otherwise it's not going to work. Seller activity and what your buyer sees. So we have actually gotten through everything. So generally when we are in person, the class is an hour and a half. Of course, we'll usually have about 10 minutes to spare at the end. So an online webinar, when nobody interrupts me with a question at all, we can reduce it down to an hour webinar, which is pretty fantastic because I don't want to spend all of your days on webinars. So if there's any questions, let me know. If you want me to repeat something, I can certainly do so. But remember, when you close out of this webinar, a survey will pop up. So please take the survey. Let us know that you're enjoying the webinars. And most importantly, stay home, stay safe, avoid the corona. And we're always praying for the membership and their family to make sure that everybody is safe and healthy. All right, so I'll be hanging out for another minute. Other than that, have a fantastic day, and we will see you on the next webinar, gang. Remember, Mobile Agent is tomorrow.